All right, let's get right into it. If you've ever felt like you're spinning your wheels in the gym, you're showing up, you're working hard, but you're just not seeing the results you want, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving into the blueprint to unlock some serious, tangible gains.
And look, this is such a common story, and it is so frustrating, right? You put in the hours, you put in the sweat, but the scale doesn't move, the muscles don't grow, and you feel completely stuck on a plateau. And that leads us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? What is the actual secret to smashing through those plateaus and finally unlocking your body's true potential?
Well, spoiler alert, it's not some magic pill or one weird trick you see online. Nope. The secret is a complete, structured, 6-part blueprint. You should really think of it as the new operating system for how you approach building muscle from now on.
Okay, so kicking things off with part 1, and this is a huge one. Train smarter, not longer. We've got to shift our focus away from just logging endless hours at the gym and instead focus on the quality and intensity of every single minute you're there.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On the left, you've got wasted hours, just kind of showing up, doing random exercises, sloppy form, not a lot of intensity. But on the right, that's where the growth happens. We're talking compound lifts, perfect technique, and that all-important principle, progressive overload. So what does that actually look like in your workout? Well, first, you focus on the big, bang-for-your-buck compound lifts. Think squats, deadlifts, and the bench press. Second, you have to use progressive overload, which just means you're constantly challenging your body by slowly adding more weight, more reps, or more sets over time. And finally, and this is crucial, you maintain perfect form. Because listen, one perfect, clean rep is worth way more than 10 sloppy, garbage ones, every single time.
And check this out. Here's a number I really want you to remember. 45 to 75. That is the sweet spot, the ideal window for a super-focused, high-intensity training session. You go much longer than that, and your body's stress hormone, cortisol, starts to creep up, which can actually work against muscle growth. You're just adding fatigue, not stimulating more gains.
Okay, so you're training smart. What's next? Well, that brings us right to our second pillar, fueling your body for growth. And honestly, you can't skip this part. It's non-negotiable. You could have the most perfect training plan in the universe, but if you don't give your body the raw materials, you can't build a thing.
First up, the king of muscle building, protein. Think of it like the bricks for a new house. Its main job is to build and repair all that muscle tissue you're breaking down in your workouts. Not enough protein means no repair, no growth. Simple as that. Next, let's talk about carbs. And please do not be afraid of them. Carbohydrates are your body's high-octane fuel. They give you the energy you need to actually push hard enough in your workouts to create that stimulus for growth.
And rounding out our big 3, fats. You know, healthy fats get a bad rap sometimes, but they are absolutely critical. They play a huge role in supporting your body's hormone production, and that includes the hormones essential for building muscle. It's a team effort. You need all 3. So where do you find this stuff? It's pretty simple, really. For protein, you've got your classics like chicken, eggs, and fish, but also great plant-based options like tofu and lentils. For your quality carbs, think brown rice, oats, sweet potatoes. And for those healthy fats, you can't go wrong with avocados, olive oil, and nuts.
Look, if all that feels a bit overwhelming, just remember this simple rule of thumb. Try to aim for about 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight every day. And if you want to build new muscle, you generally need to be in a slight caloric surplus. That just means you're eating a little bit more energy than you're burning.
Moving on to pillar number 3, and this one's a bit more cerebral. It's the mind-muscle connection. This is about elevating your lifting from just mindlessly moving a weight from point A to point B to a super-focused effort where you are actively thinking about and feeling the target muscle contract and do all the work. And this quote just nails it. Slow, controlled reps with good tension will always beat ego lifting. Seriously, leave your ego at the door. If you have to lower the weight to feel the muscle working properly, do it. The goal is maximum muscle stimulation, not just throwing around the heaviest weight you possibly can. All right, pillar number 4. This might just be the biggest mindset shift for a lot of you. Recovery is where you grow. Let me say that again. You do not build muscle in the gym. The gym is where you break it down. You build it back bigger and stronger while you rest.
So let's break that down. What is recovery? Think of it this way. In the gym, you're creating tiny tears in your muscle fibers. It's a stimulus. Then, when you rest, your body goes to work, delivering nutrients to those fibers and rebuilding them, not just back to normal, but a little bit stronger than before. But that can only happen if you actually give it time to rest.
And what is the absolute #1 undisputed king of recovery? It's sleep. That's why we're putting this number front and center, 7 to 9. That is your non-negotiable nightly window where your body does the vast majority of its repair work and releases critical growth hormones. Don't skimp on this. So here's your action plan for recovery. It's a 3-step process. #1, make those 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep a priority. #2, take your rest days seriously. They are just as productive for muscle growth as your training days. And #3, think about incorporating some active recovery, like light stretching or a walk, on your off days to help with blood flow and soreness.
Okay, pillar number 5 is all about giving your body that extra little bit of an edge. Hydrate and supplement smartly. These are the support systems that help your body perform at its peak and recover even more effectively.
Now, a few key supplements can definitely help. You've got whey protein, which is just a super convenient way to help hit your daily protein goals. You've got creatine monohydrate, one of the most studied supplements on the planet, proven to boost strength. And things like amino acids, or EAAs, can help with muscle repair. But, and this is a big but, look at that last line. Remember, supplements support your diet, they don't replace it. Real food is always #1.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the glue that holds all this together. Pillar number 6. Consistency is the secret. Every single part of this blueprint, the training, the nutrition, the recovery, it only works if you do it consistently, day in and day out. So what does being consistent actually mean? It means tracking what you're doing so you know if you're making progress. It means being smart enough to adjust your plan when you need to. And maybe most importantly, it means staying disciplined even on the days you really don't feel motivated, because it's those small, consistent efforts that compound over weeks and months into a massive transformation. So there you go. That's it. The complete 6-part blueprint for taking your muscle building to the next level. It's not magic, and it's not a secret. It's a plan. The plan is right here in front of you. The only real question left is, are you ready to get to work and build?